Well, good evening, Vitamin M family, and welcome to the pre-show. This is your time to get ready because you are going to go get your vitamins. I am excited on tonight for you to join me because we are continuing our series, My Story, Everybody Has One, What's Yours? And you know, each and every time we do a My Story series, we have a special guest that joins us, and I am excited about our special guest on tonight. But before that, you must get ready to take your vitamins. You know that you need 3 things to get ready for the show. You need a writing device, so you need something to write with, or you need paper. You're gonna need your device. If you choose to, you need a writing utensil. And I also want you to come with an open heart, mind, and soul so that you are ready to receive all that is going to be shared on tonight. Listen, let's go get your vitamins. This is your vitamin M. This is your motivation for the week. Get your vitamins. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hey, good evening. Listen, welcome to the Vitamin M Show. I am your host. I am your hype girl. I am Marshall Sterling. Listen, and I could not be more excited about you joining me on tonight because we are in for a treat. You are here getting your vitamin M, where the M stands for motivation, so that you're able to meet life on next week with a bang. You are able to face those things in life that you may not have thought possible. I am here to get you going, to get you motivated, and to just get you moving. On this week, we are starting our series back, My Story, Everybody Has One, What's Yours? My story, everybody has one, what's yours? And we are going to be joined by a special guest on tonight that is going to share their insightful story with us, and we're going to have a lot of takeaways and things. But you guys know that when you come to the Vitamin M Show, our purpose is to produce positive thinking, to break down walls, and to exhibit resilience amid any situation. That is our purpose, and that is what we do. Listen, I see you getting your vitamins. Hey, I see you getting your vitamins. Hey, I see you getting your vitamins. Hey, get your vitamins. Hey, get your vitamins. Hey, get your vitamins. Yes! Okay, listen, we gotta get into it tonight because I do not want to waste time. I am excited about, once again, our guest joining us on tonight. His name is Derrick Butts. He is a sales expert, a master motivator, and influencer. He is the founder of Assist You to Win, a global organization designed to connect people to their unique purpose in an atmosphere of mutual collaboration. And this has been a passion of his for a very long time. Listen, he is a childhood stutterer like myself, from childhood stutterer to national speaker. Listen, sums up his story. I am excited, and I want us to have the opportunity to dive in on tonight. So let's welcome to the Vitamin M Show, Mr. Derrick Butts.
Come on.
Yes.
Well, listen. I just want to first say thank you for allowing me to get my vitamin, because I know that this week is going to be a great week because I just got my vitamin M right now. So Thank you so much for the invitation.
You are welcome. I am excited to have you. So I gave just a brief little bit about your background, but share your background, whatever you want to share else with the audience.
You know, I think what I really want the audience to know is that I have lots of things that you could read about that are successes, but those successes didn't come without a lot of failure. And so I'd like people to know about the failures, because a lot of times people think that the people that they see on stages didn't have to go through anything before they got there. But let me just tell you, that's totally opposite of the truth. It's just that we had this thought that said, if I don't quit, somebody else's life would be better. So my life really sums up with saying that, yeah, I'm from a military family. I'm the baby child, so I'm spoiled. I was a stutterer in school. My last name was Butts. People talked about me all the time. I'm talking about talked about me,
Talk about that, like how?
Well, so every time, you were in education. So when they would say your name, it went from Butts to Harry Butts to Seymour Butts to Big Butts. And I cannot lie. I mean, anything that they could use, they would use. And so those things, though, I really think about it today, they help me. When though at the time it was hurting, right? It was hurting. Yeah, I would go home and do the little crying in front of everyone, to my mom and to my dad. And of course, those are things that happen because out of my realm of control. I didn't get to control what my last name was, but they actually helped me because it helped me to deal with failure. It helped me to deal with criticism. And anybody that does anything successful that's going to launch something new, going to try something or try something again, you got to deal with it. So I had to deal with it at an early age, and it caused me to grow a muscle that maybe I didn't grow if I didn't go through that period of time.
That part is very true. He's already getting into his story. So when you think about it though, we're talking about my story. Everybody has one. What's yours? And I'm a true believer in that everybody has a story that everybody has a story to tell. So what would be your story? If you had to just kick it off, my story, everybody has one. What's my story? What's Derrick's story?
Yeah, Derek's story is just really looking at all the pieces of my life to try to find the purpose of my life. And so you think of a story, you think really like a book, and there's so many different chapters in it. And so I really think that in the course of my story and my life, the whole purpose from it all, though, is to assist people to win. But how do I do it? I do it by using the different chapters. So in childhood, there was a chapter. In early life, there was a chapter. I started a church at an early age. That's a chapter. I had to get into sales. That was a chapter. I was divorced. That was a chapter. I'm remarried. That's a chapter. So all of those portions of the story that we could dive into, there's really one purpose though. How do I now use this to help somebody else win? And that's where Assist You to Win gets birthed from.
It gets birthed from. So you took the pieces of your life,
Yeah.
in a sense, what you just said, you took the pieces of your life to then find your purpose in life. So if we talk about that, there, expound on pieces to purpose. Like, I really like that part of the conversation. Like, expound to the audience, what does that look like when you talk about taking my pieces to find my purpose? Because some may be struggling to be able to see that. They can see the pieces, but they don't see how that's going to turn into their purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. I think maybe the best illustration I could say there is if you were putting together a puzzle, the first thing that we always do is, two things is one, you got to have a box because the box gives us the picture of what it can become. But the pieces are getting scattered out. So what do they always tell you? Go find the corners, right? Go find the corners. If you find the corners, then you start finding what connects to the corners. So in all of our lives, there's corner pieces. Those are normally the big building blocks, those things that's happened in our life that are those turning points. And then as you start analyzing those turning points, you start to see that there's continuity between them. I played basketball. The position I played, I was a point guard. As a point guard, it wasn't for me to do all the shooting and scoring. It was for me to do the passing to people, which was assisting to make sure that I put them in the right position so that they got the ball, that they could score. So again, I was helping them win. As a sales leader, my job wasn't to sell all the cars. It was to be in position to help people win. So I started seeing that all through my life. I was number one at being number two. And I had to become okay with that so that when I did, I saw this is the purpose of me.
Wait. You were okay with being number two instead of being number one, but that was
my purpose. I had to become number one at being number two.
two.
Yeah.
Number one. Okay. Audience, we got to talk more about this when we come back from had to be number one at being number two. We're going to talk more about this when we return after this commercial break.
Are you ready to transform your life? Meet Marshall Sterling, the dynamic motivational speaker who inspires thousands to unlock their full potential. With her powerful messages and practical strategies, Marshall helps you overcome obstacles and achieve your dreams. Don't miss out on the opportunity to ignite your passion and embrace your greatness. Book Marshall Sterling for your next event and start your journey to success today.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We are here with my story. Everybody has one. What's yours? And we were deep into a conversation with our special guest, Derrick Butts, and we stopped on a piece that I really, Derrick, that I really wanted to talk about, that I really wanted to bring a point home, audience. And I think it's a very powerful point. Talk to us, because I'm like really intrigued by the last statement of being number one and being number two, because I personally feel like my goal is that I need to win. I want to be number one. I want to be at the top of my game. I want to be the number one motivational speaker, whatever it is. But you centered it around being number one and being number two. Talk to us about that. Like, take it. Like, what? I'm trying to get my mind wrapped around this, Derrick.
Right. So, because for me, I come out of like a lot of team environments. And sometimes the toughest thing is people have accolades that go to the individuals on the team, but then what's more important is the team's accomplishments or the individual's accolades. So the last thing I would want to happen is for me to get personal awards, but my team always lose. So I wouldn't want that. So when we really start to think of it, we start thinking about roles that we play. And so as I recognized it and realized that my role as a point guard was not to be the leading scorer, but to make sure that I position my team, I encourage my team, I'm running the plays that my coach told me to run in order for the team at the end to win. What do we say all the time? No competition, let's have collaboration. This is when we get there, though, when we really understand what is it that we do well, what is it that you do well, and then it's okay for you to have your shine and for me to get the pom-poms, and then for you to take the pom-poms and for me to get the shine. So when I heard you talk about everybody has a story, right? Mm-hmm. I really started to dive into that puzzle. You could have every single piece of the puzzle put together. If one piece is missing, there's something wrong with that puzzle. So that's why it's so important for the listener that's listening, for you and I to keep encouraging the motivation for them to tell their story. Because if you don't tell your story, I could know about it, try to tell your story for you, but we need you to tell it because that's a missing piece of the puzzle. And sometimes what you think is invaluable has so much value.
So you're going to get put off my show. You're going to get put off my show. That you said so much there of being a team player. And that is where I find in this, I'm going to be honest, audience, in this business is that collaboration piece. I find that we don't collaborate. I find that when I say that there's room at the table for all of us, that's not a mutual ordeal. It's not a mutual understanding. It's okay, everybody out for themselves. So how do we spread that it is okay to share and to collaborate and to work with others?
You're so right. And I know I struggled with this early on because I wanted to win. And I felt like if I win, then somebody has to lose. Mm-hmm. But we don't have to have that, right? And you start thinking about it. There's certain things that I could do good, but somebody does that thing great. So if it's something that I can't do great, I need to get out the way and let the person that's doing it great, because I'm only doing it good, right? I'm only doing it good, mm-hmm. and I only can do it good. But that person can do it great, which in our world, it's like every stage is not my stage, right? Every person, every audience is not my audience. So I have to get to the place of saying, when it's my time and I'm being invited, then man, I need to rock it. I need to be prepared. I need to give them everything I have. But when it's not my time, I need to either be an introduction to somebody that it is their time, right? Sometimes it's an invitation, sometimes it's an introduction.
I like that. Sometimes it's an invitation and sometimes it's an introduction because we can be that next piece for somebody else because it's not necessarily for me to actually take that position or take that stage because it's not the people that I want to it's not the people that I need to collaborate with at the time. What would you say has been the biggest impact of your story, like your personal story? What has been the biggest impact of your story on your life?
So I think on my life is understanding not to get ahead of time.
Mm.
And I think maybe I could say it this way. Social media has a way for us that's either going to have some people rush and to other people it crushes. For me, I allowed social media or some of the callings, I rushed into them. And, this new venture I have right now where I've been learning to get into the kitchen and cook, if I rush a meal and rush the food, it can look like it's cooked. But when you get to a certain part of it, you think, oh, it's not even done. That was my life. I rushed into places that in the future me, it was going to be me. It's going to be my time. It's going to be my season. But I got there too quick because I heard that this is for you, but it wasn't, this is for you right now. So I rushed into it and it just was a matter of what? Waiting on your season and not getting ahead. So I think where people there's a development phase. Once you've identified what it is that you need to do, it doesn't mean you need to go do it tomorrow. Sometimes we need to develop into it.
And I think we want to skip the development stage, that working through the process because we want it now and we want it faster. I was reading a book and the person was saying not to that almost that very thing of not rushing the process, letting it naturally come and work through that. But for you, what did that natural process look like for you? Not to rush it, but to know that, like, to wait. What did that look like for you in your journey?
So in my journey, it looked like, because I'm stubborn and I'm hard-headed and I'm rebellious and I sometimes get out of it.
No.
It looked like, yeah.
No.
Yeah, it looked like for me, failure. So if somebody took a picture of a season of my life, the thing about it is you could see it and think he's rocking it. Oh, that's just because I'm good at marketing. Right? Filters. We can make it look good, but behind the scene of it, failure. Now, the power of it is when you know that failure's there, you know where to go rebound from.
That's true.
Right? You know how to rebound, you know how to get it back together, and you know how to launch again. So I never quit 100%, but I've quit a lot.
No.
Yeah. I've quit a lot. I've quit a lot. I've quit, but I never quit. Like assist you to win. I mean, I remember throwing away things and then I couldn't give it up because I know it was for me to do, having to relaunch. So what did I do? I relaunched wiser, smarter, more effective the next time. But again, you said, what does that portion of that story look like? It looks like failure. I mean, I know the audience probably can't see it as much, and maybe we'll get a picture for them somewhere else, but I tattooed my vision on me. So it's like quit, assist you to win now. Well, then what happens when somebody says, what's that on your arm? Oh, it's something I just tried 15 years ago. No, this is who I am. So I recognize now this was going to be who I am. Now, how it's manifested in the world, I now have to go through stages so that I can make it what it's supposed to be in the time it's supposed to be.
assist you to win. I'm like, it looks like the impact looks like failure. It looks like failure. Like that is a big takeaway because I think that and I can say for me, audience, that sometimes failure for me, I'm like, that's it, I'm done. I don't want to get back up. I mean, I know I tell people, but sometimes I'm like, I'm over it. I'm like, no, I don't want to get back up again. I don't want to try again. But I have to look at your story and say, but here is somebody that I admire, that I do. When you look on the outskirts, you say, okay, I see somebody that is successful. And if you can sit and say, I have failed and I've had some failure, but I didn't fail, or I quit sometimes, but I didn't quit. And then I know that I can do the same thing, that somewhere along this journey it's all going to come together and work out.
Yeah.
Two things, Derrick, I want to know. First question is, what is your three, if you can sum it up in three, and
Okay.
even in anything could be more than three, what are your valuable takeaways from your journey? Like the valuable things, like those three things that are, this is my journey and my story, and these are my three most valuable takeaways that I've had.
Yeah. Wow. Well, to sum it up in three, let's see. Number one, I would say is that you build what you birth, you drop what you adopt.
Did you?
Yeah, that's you build what you birth, you drop what you adopt. And that one is because if it's really within you, you're going to build it. You're okay with it crumbling and you're going to rebuild. And that's really how you know the difference between purpose versus just pleasure, or the temporary things versus the thing that really sticks with you. That's kind of how you really can determine it. Stop doing it for a period of time and see, can you keep it away from you? The thing will keep jumping on you. It keeps jumping on you. So you build what you birth, you drop what you adopt. That's the first one. The second one really goes back to the puzzle. 1,000-piece puzzle, there's no two pieces the same. And so I really would like to tell the person that's listening and saying, well, I don't have your story. Please listen, you don't need mine. We don't want you to have mine, no. Right? We want you to have yours. And the reason why that's important is because we all have a rookie class. We all have a class that is going to listen to us. Maybe today yours is just one person, but do you understand the power of impacting one is that you really are impacting thousands, because you don't know the impact you make on which person. You know, if Oprah didn't live with the person that came to love her, if Tyler Perry didn't meet the person on the side of the road that helps him, I mean, we can keep going. Mother Teresa's to your Martin Luther King. There's the power of just impacting the one. So what I hear there is your unique story is supposed to be told because somebody's going to hear it the way you deliver it and then say, I can connect with that. So we can say similar things, but we don't always get to reach the same people. That's why everybody has to open up and speak, or everybody has to open up and write, or everybody has to open up and dance. Everybody has to open up, do your expression the way you do it, even if you like somebody else's style, but you have to do it the way you do it. Just do you. And then the final one that I would say there is, we coined this phrase, and that is MIIA. And that simply to me is massive, immediate, imperfect action. If you're going to do it, be massive about it. Go immediate, because if you don't, sometimes you'll talk yourself out of, or you'll always be procrastinating. You'll always be getting ready to, and some day's going to always be a different day, and it doesn't always manifest and come. Imperfect being that, please don't wait on perfection because it's not showing up, but have a spirit of excellence. What's the difference? That you're continually getting better at what it is that you do. So that means you've got to always be working at your craft. You got to always be studying your craft, working at your craft, practicing your craft, and whatever that craft is. And then the final word there is action. You got to take action. If that's go get a mentor, if that's go get a coach, if that's, follow somebody, if maybe it's a YouTube video. There's so much content. We're around so much content, but don't let the content constipate you. Make the content consume you so that you go do something. We got a lot of content. We got a lot of answers. But if that's not helping you get into action, then really what benefit was it?
Just don't let the
Content.
content
Get you constipated. Yeah, just because it's just stuck in you. It's just there.
because then with that you're not making impact.
You're not. And you're actually increasing your frustration. Sometimes when I know more to do, but I choose not to do it, I know that there's more for my life, but guess what? I'm not doing anything, so I'm really frustrated. That's where my frustration would come, was when I know, oh, I could do that. Okay, great. But you're not doing it.
You're not doing it.
So because you're not using the gift, you're abusing the gift. So you got to stay in action.
You're not using the gift, you're abusing the gift. Listen, I'm gonna not be abusing my gift. Listen, 30 seconds left. You got it. It's yours. Tell us how to follow you. How do we connect with you and assist you to win?
And it's to assist you to win. That's how you can follow us, right? Assist you to win. It's probably popping up on screen somewhere, but it's ASSIST, the letter U, the number 2, win. And why? Because we want to help be number 1 at being number 2.
Hi, audience. I don't know about you. I'm rewatching this episode already. I already know I am, because I want to win, and I'm definitely going to get better I want to be number 1 at being number 2. This has been your Vitamin M, and we will see you on next week.
Join us next week to get your weekly dose of Vitamin M. Please visit our website at www.marshallsterling.com.